Hello, passionate Wrexham fans. How are you? I hope you're all well, and get ready, because today's news is hair-raising. The solution for Wrexham AFC has arrived, and 3 more pieces of good news. Stay with me until the end, and I'll tell you everything, in detail. But first, subscribe to the channel, leave that naughty like, and activate the bell, so you don't miss any news about our Red Dragons. Before the main bombshell, let's take a look at the latest and most important updates about Wrexham AFC. And look, Red Dragons fans, there's a name that's catching everyone's attention at Wrexham and beyond. We're talking about Kiefer Moore, who started the season flying high for both the club and the Wales national team. After leaving Sheffield United in the summer, Moore arrived at Wrexham for around £2 million and has proven to be worth every penny. That's 4 goals in 9 league games, and 6 goals in total across all competitions. To top it all off, he just made his 50th appearance for the Welsh national team and looks ready to lead the attack against England this Thursday. But there's one detail that could change everything. Harry Kane is expected to miss the game due to injury. The Bayern Munich star is unlikely to play. And you know what's curious? Kiefer Moore has been compared to Harry Kane himself. That's right. In 2020, when he was still playing for Cardiff City, manager Neil Harris told BBC Sport, "He's making life very difficult for opponents. If you play with 2 strikers, everything revolves around them, they set the tone for the team. Spurs are doing well because of Harry Kane, he sets the tempo. And Kiefer Moore does that for Wales, along with Gareth Bale." A compelling comparison, huh? And it's worth remembering that Moore and Kane have already faced each other. It was at the 2022 World Cup, in that match between Wales and England. Result: England 3-0, with goals from Marcus Rashford and Phil Foden. Wales ended up finishing last in the group, but Moore led the team with determination that day. Now, without Kane on the field, this could be Kiefer Moore's big chance to show his potential and prove he can be decisive against the powerful England team. And for those keeping an eye on Wrexham, take note, the team returns to action against Stoke City at the end of the month. It promises to be a great game. And look, Red Dragons fans, Wrexham underwent a major overhaul before the start of the new season. The club decided to release 8 players from the first team, making room for new signings and reinforcements that could help in the fight to stay in the championship. It was a difficult decision, and many fans were quite upset, especially with the departure of Stephen Fletcher, a much-loved name. But, at the same time, manager Phil Parkinson now has a squad considered stronger and more competitive, after Wrexham invested £33 million in new signings over the summer. Among the players who said goodbye is Liam Hall, who ended his contract with Wrexham and has already found a new destination, and one that promises to shake up the Red Dragons' atmosphere. Hall was officially announced as a new player for Sheffield United, their direct rivals in the Championship. The young goalkeeper, who had joined Wrexham in 2023 from Bradford Park Avenue, ended up leaving without ever playing for the first team. After an unsuccessful trial at Rotherham United, Hall signed a professional contract until the end of the 2025-26 season, with the option to extend for another year. And on social media, he made a point of sending a message to Wrexham, expressing gratitude and hope for this new phase. "I'm very happy to have signed for Sheffield United. Firstly, I'd like to thank God for blessing me with this opportunity, and thank Wrexham for everything they've done over the past 2 years, and Wrexham Sports for their constant support and faith in me." Nice message, right? But the truth is, Hall's departure isn't really a big surprise. He didn't have a direct impact on the first team, and with the arrival of Danny Ward and the strong presence of Arthur Okonkwo, his place has practically disappeared. Wrexham currently has Callum Burton as their immediate backup, while youngster Ruben Egan remains in the squad, gaining experience. And to top it all off, the club is about to sign Sam Hocking after a successful trial, which shows that the goalkeeper's future is being well planned. Ultimately, this move seems like the best solution for everyone. Hall gets another chance to shine at Sheffield United, and Wrexham remains strong with an increasingly strong and competitive squad. But now I want to ask you, was Wrexham right to release Liam Hall, or should they have given the young goalkeeper another opportunity? And now, my friends, let's talk about 2 names that have made their mark on Wrexham's recent history: Paul Mullen and Ollie Palmer. They were the ones who helped the club get to this point, with decisive goals and memorable performances in the National League and League Two. But it seems their time at the Dragons has come to an end. Last season, the duo's playing space diminished significantly, and manager Phil Parkinson ended up releasing them both after the January transfer window. According to him, Mullen and Palmer were no longer part of the team's plans. Today, each is following a different path. Mullen was loaned to Wigan Athletic, while Palmer signed permanently with Swindon Town. And the curious thing is that both are scoring goals again, something that had been lacking at the end of their time at Wrexham. In other words, it seems the move has been good for both. Meanwhile, a new name has been gaining increasing prominence and carrying on the legacy of these two: Max Cleworth. And look, he's about to break a historic record. Currently, Mullen and Palmer are the two players with the most appearances for Wrexham under Phil Parkinson. Mullen with 172 appearances, and Palmer with 156. But right behind them is Max Cleworth, with 152 appearances. And considering he's played every minute of every game this season, it's only a matter of time before he surpasses them both. Last season, Cleworth played 42 League One appearances and scored 7 goals. Impressive numbers for a defender. This season, he hasn't found the net yet, but he's already racked up 3 assists, surpassing his mark from the previous season. And of course, his strong performance hasn't gone unnoticed. Cleworth has been touted as one of the best young defenders in the EFL, and some say Premier League clubs are already watching. But what is Wrexham's position on this? The club's CEO, Michael Williamson, was blunt. He's not for sale. He's not available. But it all depends on what the player wants. Williamson explained that Rob and Ryan care deeply about their players, not just as players, but as people. In other words, if Cleworth wants to leave, the club must respect his wishes. In any case, Wrexham knows that if they decide to sell him, they could make a huge deal. Max Cleworth is only 23 years old and has enormous potential, and everything indicates that his name will have many chapters in the club's history. And my friends, it seems that manager Phil Parkinson has finally started to find a way to solve Wrexham's defensive problems. The team has improved in this area, but it still leads a statistic that isn't very good. It's the team that concedes the most clear-cut chances in the entire division. And now, it seems, Parkinson may have found the missing piece to finally fix the defensive system. During the interview after the draw against Birmingham City, the manager dropped a few clues, and everything indicates that the name of the moment is Callum Doyle. Phil Parkinson, as we already know, likes to play with 3 defenders. This formation has worked well, especially during the recent 4-game unbeaten streak. And Doyle may be the missing element for this trio to function perfectly. Earlier this season, he even started against Norwich City, but he struggled and was replaced by Lewis Brunt. However, in the match against Birmingham, Parkinson decided to give Doyle another chance, and apparently, the manager didn't regret it. He told the leader, "I thought Doyle did well. He has incredible composure. Brunty was a bit unlucky not to play, because he'd been playing well, but sometimes you have to make those decisions as a manager." In other words, it seems that confidence is back. And Doyle, who already showed his quality in the English Championship last season when he played for Norwich City, could be exactly what Wrexham needs now. Parkinson's idea is simple, but requires complete coordination. He wants a solid back 3 that communicates well and maintains shape, with Cleworth and Hyam already guaranteed in 2 positions. The only thing missing was the ideal player for the left side, and everything indicates that Doyle will take on that role. In addition to being a strong defender, Doyle has a very high level of ball movement. This is important because Wrexham uses wing-backs a lot in attack, and the left back needs to be quick to move the ball forward while also covering the spaces left when the team pushes forward. And this balance is precisely what Doyle can offer. Now it remains to be seen whether he can maintain this performance or if Parkinson will need to turn again to Brunt, who has always been a trusted player for the manager. In any case, it seems that Wrexham is finally finding its ideal defensive line, and this could be crucial for the rest of the season. Bye, subscribe, and don't forget, you are very special, you are worth a lot.